Our fifth storyteller, Derald Walker, and I bonded over cars. Standing on the sidewalk on a beautiful spring evening last year, following a keynote that I had presented at Cascadia's Diversity Day, I asked Derald what inspired him to pursue a career in mental health. I was so moved by his story that I asked him to come share his story, and I was thrilled when Derald agreed. Dr. Derald Walker is the president and CEO of Cascadia Behavioral Healthcare, the largest nonprofit organization delivering whole healthcare, integrated mental health and addiction services, primary care, and housing to support our communities, provide hope, and improve well-being for those they serve. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Derald Walker.
Thank you. Thank you. My goal tonight is to get through this without having either a panic attack or crying. But no promises. We'll see. There's a bit of a dark part of my story, but there's a lot of hope also. My childhood and very best friend killed himself when we lived together as freshmen roommates in college. Noel is his name. And he lives with me in ways that I really can't adequately explain every day since September 24th, 1967. It shocked me and changed my life forever. My job during Noel's long-suffering years of depression prior to his death was to keep Noel alive. There were many serious attempts prior to that final day. My job was a 24/7 job, and I took it very seriously. I did it with great passion, dedication, and I was very proud of that job. And then I failed. I failed really badly. At the age of barely 19, I was a failure at the very only real purpose in my life: keeping Noel alive. Keeping him from literally pulling that trigger. His death brought me to my knees and pushed me through decades of my own serious depression, through awful panic periods, all during which I thought I might die from the pain and always, always tremendous guilt that to this day I live with. Guilt is simply part of who I am. It's a thoughtful guilt, and given Noel's desperate and failed effort to reach out to me in order for me to once again pull him off the edge, hours just before his death, this guilt makes perfect sense to me for reasons I won't go into tonight. Those few hours still haunt me to this day. When you fail at your job, a sense of guilt may very well be a natural part of the outcome. If any of you have the urge to rush up to me and tell me not to feel guilty, I understand your need to do so. But honestly, if you need to do it for yourself. I'm at peace with my guilt, or pretty much as I ever will be. Out of this deep-seated guilt and horrible loss of someone I loved intensely came the single seminal moment in my entire life. Most of what is important to me as I stand here tonight pivots around this terrible, tragic, violent ending, and from it, an important beginning. September 24th, 1967. I've been ruminating about standing here tonight in front of you and telling my story in a way I never have for a good part of the last year. I struggle with intense sense of introversion, a sense of never quite measuring up, and most of my life has been spent faking competence in just about everything I've done. Although in all outward appearances and also in my quote, thinking brain, in many ways, I'm really not a failure after all. I have a PhD in psychology with a specialty in suicidology, of course. Years spent as a CEO for various companies and a leader in the field of mental health and its related complexities. There are lots of goals that I've met and accomplished in the past. One goal that I've had for many years is exactly what I'm doing right now, and it's been unmet until tonight. And that is to stand in front of you and talk about the hellish guilt, the emotional pain, my own mental illness, if you choose to call it that, and the learning that comes from all of that, of the important talking, all the lessons of talking about it, the subject that even today is often a secret for far too many of us. I'm surrounded in my work by many professionals in the field of mental health that keep their journeys through their own emotional hell secret. Some of them, in all probability, living that secret hell right now. And I close tonight by asking for what reason. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Derald. It's hard for me to keep my composure because it's been a long journey from the isolation cell at OHSU to this podium today. But what has sustained me is not just Aida's story, but the stories of everyone that you're hearing today and the stories that you may never hear that I have had the privilege of listening to. And Derald, you are my hero. I know how hard this has been for you, but this is the power of stories. When a person stands up like Aida and shares her story, she gave me the courage to share my story around the world. All I wanted to do was to reach out and give hope to one person. And Aida's story has helped me reach more than 50,000 people, and we've only begun. And so I decided a year ago, if one person's story could reach 50,000 people and more, how about a lot of wonderful, incredible, brave storytellers like tonight? Just imagine the difference we can make. We're not done quite yet. Thank you so much, Derald. Thank you again.